dieną ir smagę. Šios dienos vadovai pas mus bus svečiai. Kaip matote, yra jūsų dvi grupės. Mes vieną grupę dirbam visą dieną. Kita grupė, kurie galėsite pasijungti šiandien ir rytoj dirbti, tuomet dar dirbsim toliau. Mes pasiliksim su antra grupė po užsiėmimų, turėsim truputėlį informacijos atskirai, bet dabar šiandien mūsų diena yra bendra ir pristatyti mūsų svečius iš Olandijos, patirtį turintys Ajax specialistai, tai Ladru ir Sander, Goede. Aš manau, kad jie pristatys patys. Sander, please introduce yourself and Abrik as well.
Last year I was here in Kaunas and I gave a presentation about Youth Academy. Maybe someone also were here in the classroom. Not much, I think. Most of them are new. I'm Ajax Online Academy director with the brother of Patrick. We made the system for football clubs worldwide and federations. And that is what I'm going to explain today and tomorrow. And I bring Patrick Ladru, but you can introduce yourself.
Okay, first of all I want to thank the Federation for the invitation, because I was never in this country, so now I can say I was also once in Litauen. Yeah, I'm Patrick Ladru and I started at a young age becoming a coach, because I got injured with my knee problems. And so I started at Ajax in '91, and that was the year that Louis van Gaal was never a head coach. He was second coach of Leo Beenakker, and he was responsible of the youth academy. So I was lucky to have Louis van Gaal in my youngest years, because in that period when Louis van Gaal became head coach, Ajax became booming in the world, because they win everything. And so I was lucky that I was there in a young age. Then I worked for 19 years at Ajax till 2010. I got jobs in the younger age groups. At the end I was responsible for the under 8 till under 13. Then I left Ajax because I got in a fight with the director of the youth academy. I didn't agree with him. I went to Saudi Arabia, to a totally different country, with my family, with my 2 sons. And there I became director of the youth academy of Al Ahly. That was a club of the oldest son, the prince of the king, who passed away last time. I worked there for 2 years with Dutch coaches and Arabic coaches. And then Johan Cruyff, he asked me to join the project of Mexico, Chivas Guadalajara. That's a top club in Mexico. And there we went with Dutch coaches. And yeah, I don't know if you know Johan Cruyff a little bit, but he got again in a fight with the owner of the club. And then we got fired after 9 months. So that was my first fire. And then I came back to Holland, and then Ajax asked me back again. And at Ajax, responsible of the under 13 till under 16. The company where Sander is working with my brother, I saw that in Holland, the problem in the younger youth, do everyone speak English or not?
Yeah.
Otherwise you ask each other. No, in Holland we got a problem. We got a problem that all the amateur clubs, they get money problems in Holland. So they didn't have money for good coaches. So they worked a lot with fathers, volunteer fathers. But we saw that in the younger age of Ajax, when they come in at under 8, we saw that the level was going down. Also because of the schools. At the schools there were no sport teachers anymore giving lessons in the sports, but it were the teachers. The fat teach woman or man or something, they were doing the sport teaching. So you saw that the coordination of the children getting worse. But also the coaching from the volunteer fathers. So I said to my brother, we have to help the coaches, that it's easy for them to make a training. Now, how you can make a training easy? To make a film, a video, to make an easy animation with movements, to make a drawing, to give a good explanation, the materials, the coaching moments, etc. So but I helped them with the exercises, but they made a professional website. They made it very creative and a professional website. And every exercise, there are 800 exercises in the website. And every exercise has easy animation, drawing. Some of them have a video of an Ajax player. But that was made 7 years ago. And yeah, now it's used worldwide. Federation, clubs, academies, etc. And they made also now the website of the Federation of Holland. Good morning. The KNVB Federation website, they have also. So it's not only that Ajax has that website. You can buy a white label and then you can put your own logo in it from the club or from the federation, etc., etc. And yeah, it's something what helps in giving structure in your work. For example, in Saudi Arabia, I had every team I had a Dutch coach, because I had to work with Arabic coaches, and Arabic coaches, yeah, they are totally different than we are. They have no discipline. They come too late. Lying is normal in that country. So you have a lot of problems, and they are very lazy. So that's why I made every team, I made a Dutch coach, head coach, an assistant coach and an Arabic coach. And to give you an example, we started at 4 o'clock in the afternoon. Before 12 o'clock, all the Dutch coaches had to make their training in the website. I check it, and then at 4 o'clock, and I give comments, because I can, as the super user, I can see all the work of all the coaches, but they can't see it from each other. And but I can give comments of every training. But the only thing for me was important, that the coaches give the right exercise in the right age group, and that everything is related to each other. Because you know, when, for example at Ajax, when I had an old professional player becoming a coach of under 10, he does position plays 10 against 5. But from our experience, we know that 10 against 5 is very complex for children of under 10. So maybe you have to start with little position play. But he does the position play 10 against 5 because that's normal for him when he was a player. So that's a little bit, I have to check that they give the right exercise in the right age group. And from the Dutch coaches, they give it all the information to the Arabic coaches. And then we try to build an academy for the Prince. Maybe we start. I will give an explanation how it goes at Ajax. I only want to say, because otherwise it looks like this is the story, you have to listen, and this is how it is. No, there are more ways to Rome. That's nice, eh? Because we come from Rome. We always say in Holland, there are more ways to Rome, because, yeah, that makes football surprising and that makes football very nice. But yeah, I only want to explain you in Holland how we think about football and what is our philosophy and our culture. You need good glasses or good eyes because it's a little bit small, or not? Ah, now we make it more. When I started an academy in Saudi Arabia and in Mexico, then it's very important that the philosophy, what I have, is the same as the philosophy, the federation or the club who wants me, that we have the same ideas. Because if they have some other ideas or other thoughts about, then it's difficult to work with each other. So the first important thing, what I think, is that what is the philosophy of the club or the federation? Now, this is, for example, the philosophy and the system of Ajax. At Ajax we play 1-4-3-3. Johan Cruyff is God in Holland. He has the media is with him, and he's very powerful. And but he is also powerful in Barcelona. And the way Barcelona is the top, and Ajax is a little bit like this. But the philosophy, the way of playing is the same. And it comes from Johan Cruyff, how he thinks about the football. We play 4-3-3. We play 4-3-3 with a sitting midfielder. So our sitting midfielder, our number 6, the Busquets from Barcelona, is very important in our system. Defending, attacking. What it says, for example, skillful defenders. That's the problem a little bit in Holland. We always think in attacking. Sometimes we have to think more like the Italians, how to defend. But that's a little bit the problem we have, what's in our system in Holland. Maybe that makes us also creative, and it makes it also where we are now, because we are a little country and we are always at the best 10 national teams of the world. But skillful defenders, we want defenders first that they can defend, but also we want defenders that they come up. The right defender comes up, left defender comes up, central defender, one of the central defender goes in the middle, because we think always in the position play we need one player more. So that's why we need skillful defenders. I told you about the one sitting midfielder, the number 6. He's the one who makes the triangles, and he's the one who is very important for us. Ajax didn't got champions this year. They got champions 4 years with Frank de Boer. But this year they didn't got champion. Why? PSV had a better team. But 2, Ajax had problems with the sitting midfielder. Daley Blind last year went to Manchester United. And he was our man as a sitting midfielder. And also Paulsen from Denmark, who did it very good in that position. But this year, I think 4 players played in that position. Frank de Boer was trying everyone, but didn't succeed. And that, most of the time, the number 6, that's the key for success. So our sitting midfielder is very important. Wing players. Holland, I think, became famous with wing players. But the wing players are getting lesser in Holland. Maybe it's because of the coaches, but also maybe because of the quality. I think the first thing is also very important. Frank de Boer, for example, who is a great coach, and I think he's going to a top club. I think in the future he will go to Barcelona. But Frank de Boer, if he likes smart players, but also smart players as wingers. But that's very difficult, because most of the time the wingers are not so smart, but they are very fast and they have a good skill. So if you have a winger who's fast, have a good skill and is smart, yeah, then you have a good one. Like Finidi George in the past, in the 90s. That was he had a total package. But now he didn't got wing players. I think there were some, but he didn't give them a chance because they were not smart. So he put, on the wing position, he put midfielders. And the midfielders have to go inside, and the right defender or the left defender have to come overlap. So it became, although it was 4-3-3, it was a little different way of playing. Because it's also the players who decides how the system works. Now, that's a little bit about the wing players. But we, in the youth academy, we like to have players first that the whole team has to create a situation that the wing players are coming in the 1v1 situation or the 2 against 1 situation. And the weird thing is that the other clubs in Holland, they have wing players who do that. But at Ajax, most of the time there's more pressure and that's more a problem. Numerical advantage, I told you about. It's okay?
I think I will translate some
yeah, I go too fast?
No, yeah, you will go too fast, but some questions.
Oh, okay.
Not so good in English, so maybe I will translate some. because
maybe you can explain a little bit what I told. Or?
Jo, aš truputėlį apibendrinsiu apie numerį 6, tai yra, kiek atsiminti, tai yra pagrindinis žaidėjas, apie kurį sukasi žaidimas ir jis tenkis daryti trikampius. Kiek supratau, Ajaxe bando šitą ieškoti žaidėją šitai pozicijai, pabandė 4, kol kas neranda kas. Nuo senų laikų Olandija garsėjo kaip kraštinių dviejų žaidėjų, žinoma šalis kaip kraštinis žaidėjas. Pastarųjų metų kraštinis žaidėjas yra tas, kuris jų filosofijoje yra sumanus arba protingas, greitas ir techniškas. Kadangi neranda tokių žaidėjų, stato vidurio saugus į tą poziciją, sumanius. Tuo metu atsiranda kitas žaidimo bruožas vidurio, tie vidurio saugai, kurie žaidžia krašte, eina į vidurį ir palieka kraštiniams gynėjams kelią į priekį ir dėl to 4-3-3 sistema keičiasi. Okay.
Yes, okay. You tell it in a short story than I told.
No.
Maybe you give the presentation. Numerical advantage, you told also something about the numerical advantage? No. Now, we always try, when we have the goalkeeper and we have our defenders, we always try to get one player more in the defense. Our rule in Holland is, maybe sometimes too much, but we want to build up.
Ja, ir kaip čia kiekybinis persvaras arba žaidėjų skaičiaus, didesnis žaidėjų skaičius, jis visada stengiasi, kad gynyboje būtų vieno žaidėjo daugiau, dėl to, kad galėtų pradėti konstruoti žaidimą iš apačios.
I said, maybe we want to build up too much. That an example is against Salzburg, Ajax Salzburg. Maybe you remember that. Salzburg killed Ajax 2 games in full pressure, and Ajax still wanted to build up, and Salzburg killed them with the way of playing Ajax likes. But also positive, Ajax beat Barcelona last year in the Champions League at home. In the system and the way of playing, what Barcelona also likes.
Ja, ir kalbant, kad komanda mėgsta statyti tą žaidimą arba konstruoti žaidimą iš apačios, nuo žemai. Ir žaidžiant su Salzburgu ir Ladru, kiek aš atsimenu, abi rungtynės Ajax pralaimėjo, nes Salzburgas darė pressingą ir žaidė tuo stiliumi, kurie žaidžia Ajaxas, o tuo pačiu metu Ajaxas irgi laimėjo prieš Barceloną, žaidami Barcelonos stiliumi.
What we try to do when the opponent plays with 3 strikers, we want to have 4 defenders.
Tuo metu, ką nori jie turėti, tuo metu, kai varžovas žaidžia 3 puolėjais, jie žaidžia 4 gynėjais.
If the opponent plays with 2 strikers, we want to have 3 defenders. Then it's stupid to stay with 4 defenders.
Ir jeigu varžovas žaidžia 2 puolėjais, yra nesąmoninga laikyti daugiau gynėjų, jie žaidžia 3 gynėjų.
When you play against an opponent who has the same amount of midfielders, you need defenders who go to the middle.
Jo, ir jeigu žaidžia prieš varžovą, kuris žaidžia vidurio aikštėje tiek pat žaidėjų skaičiumi, jie prašo, kad vienas iš gynėjų eitų į tą liniją ir darytų persvarą.
In the front, you always play with 3 strikers against 4 or 2 strikers against 3. So we have to try to get the same amount or maybe one more.
Ir atakoje jie žaidžia 3 puolėjais prieš 4 gynėjus arba 2 puolėjais prieš 3 gynėjus. Tuo pačiu metu jų tikslas yra, kad daugiau žaidėjų į priekį, kad būtų vienodas skaičius atakuojančių prieš besiginančių arba netgi didesnis skaičius.
Now, if you have a philosophy and you have a way of playing a system, like 1, 4, 3, 6 midfield and 3 attackers, then you can make player profiles.
Jeigu turime kažkokią tai filosofiją žaidimo, kaip pavyzdžiui 4 gynėjai, 3 saugai, 3 puolėjai, tuo metu galima sudaryti žaidėjų funkcijas arba profilius, arba, kaip čia pasakyti, pagal tas pozicijas.
If you have a system, you can make player profiles for every position.
Ir jeigu turite pas save sistemą, galima padaryti kiekvienos pozicijos žaidėjui jo profilį.
Yeah, maybe you can show player profile. For example, every
Aš dabar neversiu, because they can read.
Yeah. Every player profile has what does the goalkeeper has to do in the building up? What does the goalkeeper have to do in the attacking? What does the goalkeeper have to do in defending? What does the goalkeeper has to do in transition defending attacking? Or transition attacking defending? So every player profile is built from those points. And then you can make for the number 2, the number 3, the right central defender, the left central defender, the number 5, the left defender. Then you can make for the number 6, what's very important, right winger. Then we go to the left midfielder. So also in the numbers, we have the same in the whole club at Ajax. So with the players of the youth academy, we talk about the number 9, or the number 8, or the number 10.
Ja, ir kaip pastebėjote, kiekvienam profilių žaidėjui arba kiekvieno žaidėjo apibūdinimas sudaromas pagal kelis principus, tai yra kamuolio valdymas, kada kuriama ataka, kada atakuojama, kada kamuolys pas varžovą, gynyba, kada kamuolys tranzicijoje, kai prarandamas, ir tranzicijoje, kada laimiamas kamuolys. Ir taip pat tai yra sudarom pagal numerius ir žaidėjai, pavyzdžiui, Olandijoje ugdomi ne pagal pozicijas, o pagal numerius.
Yes?
Numeris 6, numeris 7, numeris 8, kiekvienas turi savo atskiras funkcijas.
Okay. So this always gives an explanation in those 4 points. Yeah, if you have 11 play profiles, you can work on your youth academy. And the first thing, what I think it's important, is when you have your philosophy, when you have your system, when you have 11 player profiles, you can make a game model. And the game model is very important for the youth academy. Why? Because I think that players in the young age need to play in the right field size.
Ir toliau apie žaidėjų ugdymą kalbant, sudaromas žaidėjų modelis pagal amžių. Žaidėjai turi žaisti atitinkamo dydžio aikštėje.
The federation in Holland didn't arrange the field sizes very well. So the competition structure in Holland is very good. If I can compare it also with other countries.
Ja, ir Olandijos klubų federacija yra padarusi labai gerą varžybų sistemą, atitinkamą aikščių dydžius jaunimo tarpe.
But they arranged only 7 against 7 on a half field, so only in this field, 7 against 7, because then the amateur clubs can let play 4 teams. Here 2 teams, here 2 teams. So they think in what is functional for the clubs. But I think we have to think what is the best for the player. And then we have to organize everything. So in Holland we have the same problem. That's why we make illegal competitions.
Ja, ir žaidžiama, pavyzdžiui, 7-7, skersai aikštės ar 4 varžybos vienu metu aikštėje dėl patogumo, tam, kad būtų patogu klubams, bet kaip Patrikas sako, reikia daryti taip, kad būtų patogu dėl žaidėjo.
What's now normal in the amateur clubs, children start from the 5 years old at amateur clubs. And then it's better that they don't play 7 against 7 on a half field. Can you imagine? They have to run a lot, they get tired, they don't have a lot of touches. So what does the amateur clubs do? They make their own competition at the club. When you have 30 children, you can make a competition 4 against 4. an own competition.
Ja, ir, pavyzdžiui, mėgėjų klubai, kurie turi mažus vaikus, daro savo varžybas, 5 prieš 5 ar 4 prieš 4, kadangi yra 30, jeigu, pavyzdžiui, vaikų ar 40, tai geriau daryti savo tokias varžybas.
So till under 9 at amateur clubs they play 3 against 3, 4 against 4, 5 against 5 with the right field sizes. And after that they go to the competition.
Jo, ir iki, pavyzdžiui, 9 metų žaidžia klube varžybą pagal atitinkamą aikštės dydį 3 prieš 3, 4 prieš 4, o vėliau vyresni eina jau žaisti į varžybų sistemą.
I saw that because a couple of years ago I have now 2 sons of 16 and 18 years old. My oldest son, he can play very good, but my youngest son is terrible. But that's no problem. But sometimes I had to drive at Saturday, I had to drive 30, 40 minutes to go to a game somewhere else. My son never played first half, always second half. He's not a good player. So maybe he has 5, 10 touches. And then I have to drive 30, 40 minutes back again. That was my Saturday morning. And not from me only. There are more parents. So what is nicer, that you make your own competition in the amateur club. And you do, for example, you do a Champions League. You put them in the clothes of Real Madrid, of Barcelona. Not Feyenoord Ajax, because then you get fights. But clubs from outside. You put them in those shirts. And they play against each other. And they play on the field size. Not 7 against 7. But 4 against 4. And even the players who are not so good, they think they are good players because everything is close by. Yeah.
Ja, ir trumpa tokia patirtis jau asmeniškai, turi 2 sūnus 19 ir 14, 16 metų. Vienas geriau žaidė, kitas blogiau ir jam tekdavo vežioti 45 minutės į rungtynės, o tas vaikas dažniausiai nežaisdavo arba žaisdavo antram kėliny labai mažai, 4-5 kartus liedavo kamuolį. Tai sako, geriau daryti viduje mėgėjiškam klube varžybėlės, kur 4 prieš 4, 5 prieš 5, kur jie žaidžia atskirose komandose ir gali pasvetinti įvairių komandų paužymas ir taip toliau. Tada kiekvienas žaidžia, kiekvienas jaučiasi svarbus.
Maybe it's good to say that I start with the young age and going to the older ones. So that means that in the young ones we talk more about field sizes and about technical part. And then tomorrow we go more to the tactical part, and I will show that also in the training, tactical things.
Ja, jis galbūt nori priminti, kad mes šiuo metu pradedam nuo apačios kalbėti, kalbant apie mažesnius, mes kalbam apie aikštės dydžius ir apie techninį dalį, o rytoj bus daugiau apie vyresnius ir taktinį dalį.
And if I don't follow the rules, then the technical director after one day he fires me. So I want to be here also tomorrow.
Ir jeigu jis nesiek šito keliu, informacija nepateks, techninis direktorius atleisi, bet jis nori čia būti rytoj ir skaityti paskaitas dar mums.
Futsal. Now, if I see most of you are also in the 30s, in the 40s, maybe some are in the 50s. But for us, and I don't know how it's in this country, but for us it was normal that we played on the street. And we had no computer, and we were not inside, we were always playing outside. But nowadays, in Holland, the youth, they are not playing outside. They are not making hours what we want them to do.
Jo, ir matau iš jūsų pačių, kad jūs 30-40, gal kažkas vyresni. Ir anksčiau visi žaidavo gatvėje, ir dabar problema didžiulė, jie taip vadina problema Olandijoje, kad visi nežaidžia gatvėse arba ne futbolo aikštėse ir žaidžia tik tai.
Yes, and that's why at Ajax we do futsal. That's the indoor competition. What I did also when I was young.
Štai dėl ko Ajaxas turi futsalą arba salėse varžybas.
Then there are lesser rules from the coach.
Mažiau taisyklių iš trenerių, tai yra paprastai.
The young children of Ajax, they play also on the parking place of Ajax. On the street?
On the parking place.
Yeah.
Parking place.
Without cars.
Yeah, without cars.
Ir žaidžia be linijų, netgi parking automobilių prie Ajax akademijos.
But the only thing we want to let the players know that there's a different way of playing when you are playing on a parking place or in the indoor or on the field.
Ja, ir duoda suprasti žaidėjams, kad yra skirtingi būdai žaisti, kai žaidži aikštėje, salėje ar parkavimo aikštelėje.
But yeah, it's stupid, but we have to do it.
Aišku, čia yra beprotiška, bet turi daryti.
Twin games, that means that you have, in the under 11 for example, there are 20 players, but they play 7 against 7, and they make 2 teams. So you make 2 fields,
Yeah.
coach is in the middle, once he watch there, and they play twin games. So the opponent is coming, Feyenoord, they make also 2 teams, and then they play against each other. Sometimes they decide the best players against each other, sometimes they make mix.
Jo, ir dabar paaiškinu, čia aš pirmą kartą šitą terminą, taip susitikau twin tai yra, tiesiog įsiverčia kaip dvinių žaidimai, bet tai yra dvigubas žaidimas. Pavyzdžiui, atvažiuoja kita komanda, treneriai susitarė, kad žaidžia 7x7 vienoje aikštės pusėje ir kitoje pusėje 7x7, treneriai stoja vidury ir kontroliuoja ir tas rungtynės. Pavyzdžiui, kaip atvažiuoja Feyenoordas ir sako, gali žaisti geriausiai prieš geriausiai prieš prastesnius ir taip toliau. Kaip susitarė treneriai? Toks kaip dvigubas žaidimas.
Now, a couple of years ago, maybe you can do this one.
There is no ref. They solve the problems at their own. No ref.
Nėra teisėjų ir žaidėjai turi spręsti problemas patys.
And the players rotate, so they are out. They rotate on each position. So the defenders are also in the front, etc.
Ir žaidėjai rotuoja pozicijose iš vienos į kitą.
Yeah, and they play something like 3 times 50 minutes or something, or 12 minutes and a half.
Žaidžia 3 kartus 15, 3 kėlius arba 2 kėlius.
Yeah? Now, a couple of years ago I did a research with the wheel, going to make the ideal field. What I think is in the under 8, what is now 2008, born in 2008. I think this is the ideal field size. So they play, this is 20 by 30 meters. 4 against 4. Goal sizes we didn't thought about also. We have the, many years ago we took the handball goal size and we had the big goal size. But I think we need to find a goal size that the goalkeeper, he has a chance to reach the post. So what I did in Saudi Arabia, in this age we don't have a goalkeeper. So this is a goal of 1 meter by 3 meters. If you do 1 by 2, there is always one player who's standing in front of the goal. If you have 3 meters, it's not possible. Then you can score, because it's very important that they score a lot.
Prieš kažkiek metų padarė, pats matavo, kaip ir bandymą padarė, ir būtent under
8
iki 8 metų kategorijoje žaidžiama 4x4 tokio dydžio aikštelėse ir vartų dydis turėtų būti adekvatus taip pat, kad vartininkas galėtų pasiekti, bet žaidžiama šiuo atveju be vartų ir varto dydis yra 1 metro aukštis ir 3 metrų pločio.
You can even make here a field if you want, if you have ball players. Okay, then in this age, from research, it's easier to find somebody who wants to be a goalkeeper. In the young age, sometimes they say, I want to be a goalkeeper or I want to play. That's no problem. But then it's better to start in the age that they also they know that they want to become a goalkeeper. This is also the age group where the amateur clubs in Holland, they organized it very well at their own club. So that's easy for us to scout.
Jo, ir jau šitam amžiai pradedama ieškoti vartininkų, kažkas tai turi būti vartininkas ir žaidžiama 5-5 su vartininkais. Ir, pavyzdžiui, jiems yra tame amžiai jau geriau atlikti scouting arba skautuoti į poziciją.
So now, first it was 20-30, now you do 30-40. The goal, now you have a goalkeeper. For example, we play with 4 against 4, we try to play diamond. 1, 1, 1, 1. If we have a goalkeeper, the only change is the goalkeeper. We still play the diamond. Yes, but now we have the building up. The goal, what we did in Saudi Arabia, is 150 by 4 meters. So 150, 4 meters in this age.
Šitam amžiai vartų dydis yra 1,5 metrų ant 4. Ir žaidžia žaidėjai įsidėsė deimanto pozicijoje, vienas gynėjas, 2 kraštiniai ir 1 puolėjas.
This age, you don't say what this age.
Under 9. So I go every time 1 year older. So this is normal the age that they play half field like this. This is 40 by 60. So 40 by 60. So it was 20-30, 30-40, 40 by 60. 1 goalkeeper, 6 field players. The goal, 175, 5 meters. So you go a little step forwards. How do we play at Ajax? We play like this. Don't think it's too tactical for that age. We give them some rules and they will fill it in like they want to do it. We play like this. This is the goalkeeper, 3 defenders, a midfielder who's very important for us, 2 in the front, and the only thing what we do when the goalkeeper has the ball, he goes here, he becomes left central defender, he becomes right central defender, he becomes right winger, he becomes striker, and he becomes left winger. When the central defender, that's what he must, although he's most of the time a right-footed player, he must ask there sometimes, but when he asks here, he becomes left winger, he becomes striker, he becomes right winger, etc. So it rotates.
Yeah.
And it's easy for the children.
Ja, šitam amžiaus grupė vyresniai žaidžiama vartų dydis 1,75 ant 5, tai mes naudojam 2 ant 5, ar ne? Aikštė čia tikriausiai išeis 40 ant 55, nors aikštė 60. Ir įsidėstymas yra vartininkas, 3 gynėjai, 1 saugas ir 2 puolėjai. Ir tam, kad pradėti konstruoti ataką, kai kamuolys pas vartininką, kaip ir paaiškino, vyksta tam tikra rotacija aikštėje. Jeigu kas norėjo, galės pasižiūrėti.
Center, no moving? Center.
Yeah, center will move everywhere, but he will stay in the middle. No. He's the one. But sometimes you are in the middle, sometimes you are here, sometimes you are in the middle. It will change.
Jo, bet esmė tame, kaip dabar to paaiškinau, kad šitas žaidėjas konstruojant ataką, jis nesikeičia stoja vidury, bet patys žaidėjai pozicijose rotuoja. Kaip pabandyti visas pozicijas.
And it depends how strong is my team against another team. Because I can work with him as a sitting midfielder, but I can work with him also as an attacking midfielder. Because when the number 9 comes in the ball, he has to go deep, for example. So he's the midfielder, but we can do it in other roles, in more roles.
Jo, kalbant apie žaidėjais, yra vidurio saugas, bet priklausomai nuo varžovų, ko žaidžiama, galima parinkti jam keletą rolių, arba labiau atakuojantis, ar ne, arba labiau besiginantis.
But the nice thing is, when we are attacking or we have the ball, it becomes 2-1-3. So it first is 1-3-1-2, and then it goes to 1-2-1-3.
Jo, ir tas įdomiausias arba geriausias, gražiausias būdas yra tuo metu, kada mes turime atakos pradžioje 3-1-2 sistemą, ir vėliau tampa 2-1-3.
Yes, the 9 against 9. I told you about the goal size, 175 by 5. This is from 60-meter box to 60-meter box. I think it's 50 by 80. And this is from the point, from this point, because the 60-meter box is always the same. But the field wide is not the same. So when you take 8 meters from here, you always have the same field size. This is a goal. What we have in Holland, it's 2 by 6. I learned 9 against 9. I don't say because there are 2 Italians here. But I learned 9 against 9 in Italy. Mezzo Corona, Mezzo Lombardo. In the north, we had every year we had there a tournament, international, with the top of Italy, and they were used with the 9 against 9. And the little fields I learned, for example, in the Hallenturniere in Germany. They go from December till February. In Germany, they go in the halls.
Ja, ir kalbant devynis apie devynis, bet kuriuo atveju aikštė kažkur gaunasi apie 50 metrų ant 80, truputėlį mažiau. Martų dydis 2 ant 6. Labai paprastai sudėlioti dydį aikštį, kadangi yra 8 metrai. Baudos aikštelės ir vienoda, 8 metrai nuo vieno krašto ar nuo kito, ar ten 4 dabar neatsimenu. Ir padaromas aikštės dydis, o tą sistemą jis atsivežė iš Italijos, kur dalyvauja ir tavo žaidėjų 9. O, pavyzdžiui, vokiečiai visuomet žaidžia halės turnyruose 5x5. Dar tiesa, jaunimo lygų dėmesį nuo sausio mėnesio pradėsim halių turnyrą mes. tą patį, ką daro.
The way of playing, the way of playing, we start the first half of the year 1, 3, 2, 3, and they have to do like this. Why? Because in the defense it's the same as the 7 against 7, so the step is little, but the next step must be before, because after 9 against 9 in under 12, because this is under 11, they go to 11 against 11. So the next step must be that we play. So this is the first half year of the competition. The second half of the year competition, we play like this. And also sometimes like this. It's not only that. We make the whole defense. We make the whole midfield. And we put one striker. The easy way is, because that's what you have also in the 11-11, is that the defenders are close to the wingers. So when he has the ball, he will ask here, he will ask here, they will come up, he will come up, and they become wingers. So at the end, it will be 2, 3, 3.
Jo, ir paaiškino tą sistemą, kaip perėjimas vyksta iš 7 prie 9 prie 9. Pradžioj, matėt, nubraižė 3-2-3 sistemą, bet kad čia pirmoje daly varžybų arba tų metų U11, o U12 jau žaidžiama 11 prieš 11, tai antroje daly išdėstoma 4 gynėjai, 3 saugai ir 1 puolėjas, kurie po to tampa kitoje sistemoje.
But now I'm talking about Ajax or in Holland. But if your club has the philosophy 4-4-2, like in Italy, then it's good, I think, to start in the young age to go to that system with the two, because in the 4-4-2 the two strikers, the cooperation with each other is very important.
Ja, jis, kad čia aiškina, tai yra, pavyzdžiui, Jakar Balandų filosofija, bet, pavyzdžiui, jeigu jūs žaidžiate 4-4-2 sistemoje, lygiai taip pat galima išdėlioti savo viziją arba filosofiją būtent toje sistemoje ir ruošti žaisti 2 puolėjais ar 4 saugais.
Okay. But you have to know how younger the players, the less the rules. Ja, maybe moet je moet hem even uitvergroten. This is a drawing. This is wheel 1. You have to know, at Ajax we have 3 wheels.
Jo, dabar kalbėsime apie tuos ratus ir Ajaxas naudoja 3 ratų sistemą. Rinkime.
Wheel 1 is under 8 to under 12. Those are the teams, we call that before the growth.
Jo, pirmas ratas yra nuo 8 iki 12 metų ir vadina šitą ratą prieš augimą.
We have also wheel 2. Wheel 2 is where I'm responsible for, is under 13 till under 16.
Antras ratas nuo iki 13 iki 16 metų ir jis vienu metu buvo atsakingas klube už šitą ratą.
And wheel 3 is under 17, under 19.
Ir paskutinis yra nuo 17 iki 19.
Now wheel 1, before the growth, important is especially the technical part. From here they come inside. Here they get technical skills. This is, we call that the skills box. The skills box are all the coaches who have influence on the players. For example, the football coach, who's very important. His assistants, the goalkeeper coach. We have also the first phase of mental training. Performance coaches, we call it. Performance coaches is the coordination trainer who helps him to become better in his physical. So all the people have influence. They don't have influence from school teachers. Because at this age, the children, the parents, they bring the children to the club. Because for us it's very important that the parents are close to the field, that the children know that the parents are there. Because, yeah, they are from the basic school, young children, and at the end it's still our children. So the parents have to bring them. So in the scouting of Ajax, we only scout in Amsterdam and 100 kilometers around, not further. It's okay? If you don't understand, ask me, yeah? These players come from Amsterdam and around. We try to develop players really from Amsterdam, because Amsterdam, you have to know, you have Amsterdam, Rotterdam. Rotterdam is the harbor. Rotterdam, the harbors are like this. Good mentality. Amsterdam is arrogant. But arrogant can be positive in the football. So we want children from Amsterdam. Big mouth, complaining always. But sometimes those are the good players. From here, they get interviewed. So 3 times per year, the coach will have an interview with the parents and with the child about the progress. That will be in, for example, in October. The second one will be in December. And the last one is in April. And at the end of the year, then we can say to the parents and the child, you have to leave Ajax. Although in a young age, we try to keep them at least 2 years. Because they need chances. Because maybe he's shy. Maybe his parents divorced in that season. He got problems at school. All those things can have influence on the player. So 2 years, that's at least that's good.
Sorry.
Yes?
But progress is just...
No, progress in technical, a little bit tactical, in personality. I will show you in the presentation later on. I will show you the scouting form, and then we have the points, the tips. Then in April there will be a judgment call. First of all, you see here, for example, the twin games I explained to you. You see here a little plane. They have little tournaments. Ajax has the opportunity that we get invitations from all over the world, and they want to invite Ajax, and they pay everything: the tickets for all the players, for the technical staff, the hotel, the food, the drinks, etc. So yeah, then we have to use that. But they will have tournaments, little. Belgium, maybe France, maybe Germany, but they don't go to Dubai, for example, in the young age. Judgment call. Here, under 8 to under 12. If you are under 12, you go to wheel 2, or you have to go away. But then still, we take care of you. We have satellite clubs. I think those are 40 clubs where we have an agreement with, and we try to bring the players. We look also at where they live, but we try to bring them in a good level, because maybe after 2 years, maybe he becomes better. Gregory van der Wiel, I was his coach when he was under 11. Gregory van der Wiel from Paris Saint-Germain, the right defender. We sent him off in the under 13, under 14. And then he went to the satellite club in Haarlem. And after 2 years we took him back. I think that was very good that we took him back, because we got a lot of money from him. So sometimes a player is a little bit late.
One question, but the club where after 12 years old is not for Ajax selection, right? So they cannot go. They are not confirmed from the club, right? You will send in the amateur club, right?
Or a little professional.
Okay. The first kids when joining the academy is selected from the selection, right? All player is a selection.
All scouted.
And they pay, or is it free?
They pay 25 euros per year.
Ah, okay, just a fee, little fee. Just
Yeah, it must be, because that's a rule from the federation.
no, just interesting.
Otherwise, they don't have to pay anything. And they get clothes from, and you know the clothes is very. They get, I think, for 400 euros they get clothes and
So
everything.
this is free
Free. Yeah.
because it's selected from the
Yeah.
clubs, right?
They are scouted, and it's really a good scouting.
Yeah, of course, yes.
A good selection with a lot of rounds.
During the years of scouting, go to scout, or is it someday when Ajax have a selection for kids, example?
In the young age, at February,
Ah, that's why.
that's the a free week. Then we have a scouting week in the young age.
No, because I was in Fiorentina scouting, so I know how it works like this. But many clubs in Italy, example, Lazio Academy, even is a selected, but they pay.
You have to pay.
They pay.
Ja,
It's not free.
ja, čia buvo klausimas apie mokestį. Mokestis yra 25 eurai metinis, tai yra nustatytas federacijai. Už tą 25 eurų sumą vaikas gauna 400 vertės aprangą ir dėl to nemoka tėvai nieko, dėl to, kad jie daro selekciją. Vat mums teko su Roku praeitą kartą gruodį būti būtent U6 amžiaus atrankoje selekcijoje į akademiją.
In the first period of the season, between August and December, then there are also talentful players coming. You have to know we start with under 8. So under 7, there are between August and December there are players coming.
We start from under 5.
Yeah, but I think under 9 is the best, because under 8 and younger, sometimes they want to go basketball.
Yeah,
They say I don't like football
with
anymore.
under 5 we do only coordinazione motoria. Just
Yeah.
motoria coordination.
Okay, yeah.
Grazie.
Okay.
Grazie.
Yeah, what we started at Ajax a couple of years ago is this is gymnastic, gym, and judo.
Jo, ką pradėjo keletą metų Ajaxe, tai yra gimnastikos salė ir dziudo.
Because we saw what I told you before, the gymnastics go down in the schools, coordination goes down, so we need to give them attention in those things. And judo, I come also from judo, it's a fantastic sport, you use all your body.
Jo, ir kaip jie pastebėjo, kad koordinacija pastaruoju metu sumažėjo, dėl to jie naudoja tokią metodiką, o dziudo dėl to, kad dirba visos kūnas.
How is the internet?
Now this is a video of judo. They are fun.
Norėjau truputį video parodyti kažkur, tai
You can see in this exercise they do exercises with the bands. With judo suits, they have a band. They put it on here, and they need to pull each other.
Jo, su dziudo, kaip rodė pratimas, su dziudo diržu daromas.
But they do also judo fighting things. But for example, there is a soft thing, and you have to put each other against a soft thing. This is coordination training. Yeah, this is also important what they do, coordination training. So in the young age we have gymnastic, coordination training, a little bit from the judo, and the most important thing is everything with the ball, technical part.
Ja, ir nuo pat pradžių, nuo pat mažumės daroma daug koordinacijos, truputėlį dziudo ir gimnastika. Ir toliau pagrindinė dalis yra...
This is Abdel Nouri. Maybe it's nice to write his name. Because now he's under 18 and he trained, so he's from 97, born in 97. But he already trained with the first team in January. He's small, he's little, just like all the good players in the world. And everyone is discussion about, no, but he's not physical, but he's so tactical. He can play so good. You saw him playing, eh? This is 7 years ago. But Abdel Nouri, he's a very talented player who's coming now.
Čia yra Nouri, šiuo metu 18 lygyje, 97 gimimo, treniruoja su pirmo komanda ir kaip mes kalbėjom, kad galbūt end of season he will make debut.
Yeah, that's what he says. But next year he's with the first team.
Kad sezono pabaigoje padarys debiutą, mums būnant teko matyti, kaip jis žaidė UEFA jaunimo čempionų lygoje, jis ten darinėja tikrai neįtikėtinus dalykus, labai gerai techniškai, taktiškai pasiruošęs, turi gerą greitį, nėra didelis pats kaip ir visi žvaigždės, bet turi tokias savybes kaip sprogstamumą ir taip toliau, čia 7 metų.
And I want to say something about, you know, we have Johan Cruyff, in the revolution, he put Edwin van der Sar, you know, the goalkeeper from Manchester United, Ajax, etc. He is now the commercial director. Mark Overmars, the little left winger, he's the technical director. Johan Cruyff wanted the same as like in Bayern Munich, with all top players. And Frank de Boer, head coach, assistant coach Dennis Bergkamp. So we have all top players becoming important in the highest positions. And we have Wim Jonk, who was also a top player. He is the head of the youth academy.
Ja, ir dabar paaiškinu visas tas žinomas pavardės, kažkas yra klubo direktorius, kažkas yra, dabar neatsimenu kas, bet Wim Jonkas yra šiuo metu akademijų direktorius.
And we have Jaap Stam,
second
team from the coach from the second team. Yeah. But I have always problems with that, because I think when you are an all top player, it doesn't say anything about if you are a good manager, and that's the problem at Ajax at this moment.
Ja, šiuo metu Ajaxas turi problemą, kadangi top žaidėjas tai nereiškia, kad yra geras treneris, arba tos specialistas tos ryties ir jis pastoviai kovoja.
The positive thing is they don't want to stand in front of a camera. That's the positive thing, because they are used. If you put there people who are not known and the camera is there, they want to stand in front of the camera and have an interview. So that makes it a little bit quiet in the club. But the problem is the communication. Terrible.
Tai problema yra, kaip supratot, komunikacija tarp jų ir pozityvus daiktas, kad jie labai gražiai prieš kameras atrodo.
And they are fighting now. They are fighting with each other. Because there's a lot of problems now at Ajax. I don't know if you read it in Litauen, but there are problems now because Jonk is responsible for the youth academy, and he wants him in the first team. But Frank de Boer, he buys a player from Heerenveen in January, and he's 19 years old. But yeah, then Wim Jonk says, why you buy a player of 19 years old? I have a good player in the youth academy. He can do the same.
Ja, ir ko mes nežinom, tikriausiai tai ten viduje yra labai daug problemų. Pavyzdžiui, akademijos direktorius išugdė šitą žmogų, sako, yra geras žmogus, bet pirmos komandos treneriui kaip ir nereikalingas, kadangi jis nupirko panašaus amžiaus iš kažkur kitur.
And the problem is, because they played with each other, they are like friends. Not now anymore, but they are like friends. But if Jong and Frank de Boer has a problem, Overmars says, "Oh, that's your problem." Edwin van der Sar, "No, that's your problem." But they have to run the whole club, and this is a big issue now at this moment, because we got famous in the past because we put youth players in the first team, and that's the problem now at Ajax. Also, the team of Ajax is too young. That's the problem, Frank de Boer says.
Yeah.
You know, those are the problems now.
Didelį trikampį supasakojo, kas už ką atsakingas, lyg kartu žaidė futbolą, ar žaidė futbolą, bet kartu nesuranda bendros kalbos. Ir didžiausia problema, kad Ajaxas šiuo metu yra per jaunas.
Okay.
So Johan Cruyff needs to come now from Barcelona.
Yeah, he has to solve the problems. They don't talk with each other.
Sako, Cruyffas tikriausiai atvažiuos, išspręs visas problemas, kaip visuomet, Barcelonos sugrįžti.
Okay.
Ja,
Je hebt nou nog... So we use that also. So passing, receiving, heading, little bit throw in. Then we have also moves to beat an opponent. That's only the skills. Then we have also finishing on the goal, technical. That's in core 1. Finishing on the goal, it's not there, but finishing on the goal, you can shoot technical on the goal. But you can do also finishing on the goal tactical. From positions, and you have to walk. You have to run to the first post. You have to run to the second post, for example. So after finishing on the goal, we have in the core 2 we have position goal. 3 against 1, 4 against 2, 5 against 3, 6 against 4, and we have also position gameplay. Position gameplay, goal, dribble line, goalkeeper building up, or attacking. Or how to defend. So position gameplay is a part of the game, but you can train that. And then we have also the games. So those are the topics we use. In the young age, we work more in the core 1. So more in the passing, kicking, moves to beat an opponent, heading, and in the throw-in. And finishing on the goal, technical. Yeah. This is an example. What I did at Ajax when I was responsible a couple of years ago of the young age group. These are the topics I taught you. So this is the passing, receiving, moves to beat an opponent, heading, throw in, finishing on the goal, position play, etc. This is under 9, under 10, under 11, under 12. This is an example. What I did, I gave to all the coaches, I gave them aims. I gave them aims, what is important in your age group to try to reach at the end of the year. But it's in common, because every year you get a different level of teams, of players. So it can be also individual, the program. But you only can make an individual program when you have first a team program. Maybe you translate it.
Ja, čia yra kaip pavyzdys, būtent tam pirmame rate, kaip jis minėjo, yra tos 7 kryptis, kuriomis dirbama, ir jis paprasčiausiai duoda treneriams tikslą metų pabaigoje pasiekti tam tikrą lygį, vėlgi priklausomai nuo komandos, nuo žaidėjų pačių ir taip toliau.
Yeah, important is when you give aims in every age group in the whole academy, then it's important to know, for example, in the passing and receiving, what is the most simple passing and receiving for the young age? What is the passing and receiving after that? What is the passing and receiving more difficult after that? So you have to make it more difficult. So what we did in the website, for example, is first you start with passing and receiving at really young age, you start with aiming. Aiming is that you have some points, cones, with the ball on the cones, for example, and you put the ball here, and you say to the child, you have to shoot the balls from the cone.
Ja, tai kaip minėjau, keliamas tikslas, kaip dabar davė pavyzdį, perdavimas, priėmimas kamuolio, turi pasiekti metų pabaigoje tam tikrą arba vykdyti tam tikrą veiksmą. Tas turi atitikti realybę, tai yra turi žinoti, kiek tame amžiuje vaikas gali padaryti ir kiekvienais metais suginti. Kaip pavyzdžiui pasakė, 9 metų to tikslo numušti stovelį su kamuoliu. Yra tikslas.
The second step of passing and receiving, because this is passing, what we do with young age, but passing and receiving is 0 degrees. So this is 0 degrees. Sander and I are in front, are standing to each other, and we pass, right passing, left receive, right pass, right receive, left pass, right receive, right pass, left receive, left pass. Then I have my 4 points. I do it in 0 degrees. I have, for example, under 8 at Ajax, the distance is 10 meters. Because that's also a problem in the youth academy.
Pirmoje dalyje, tai kaip paminėjau, tai yra be jokio kampo, nulinis kampas arba tiesioginis kampas, vienas prieš kitą atlieka tuos perdavimo priėmimo pratimus.
The distance is also a problem in the youth academy.
Ir distancija.
If you don't work with each other as coaches, and you do your own, you have your own island, you have your team is your own island, you do your own things, you don't talk. I'm an under 11 coach, I don't talk with under 10, I don't talk with under 12. And you don't communicate in what distance you work, and you don't write it, you don't documentate it. If I give my under 11 team to the under 12 coach, he must know everything what I did in all those topics. Because then he can continue my work. That's important of the topics and also the aims. For example, in passing and receiving, you have 0 degrees, 10 meters. For example, in under 8. The next step can be 45 degrees. So you, Sander, so we make in a triangle, we do passing and receiving in 45 degrees. The next step can be passing and receiving 90 degrees. The next step can be that I pass to you, you receive the ball to 135 degrees. Or I pass to you, you receive the ball to 180 degrees. You do that on the right side, but you do it also on the left side. Now then, we do passing and receiving in all kind of receives, in all kind of degrees. That way, left foot, right foot, distance, what distance in what age group, but also the task. Because talking about the third player, you don't talk about the third player in under 9. If it happens in the game, it's lucky. But they don't think about the third player. When do we start talking about the third player? When do we start talking about playing the ball with this? I don't know how you say that in your language. Yeah, it's more with this one. Instep?
Yeah. Maybe you need to translate?
No, okay. But all those rules in the passing, a high ball. When do you start with the high ball? When do you start? Yeah, it's instep.
Kada ilgas perdavimas pas mus prasideda treniruotis?
Vaikas gali, o tai jau kažką niekada reikia žiūrėti. Reikia bandyti. Ką? Gerai, jau 9 prieš 9 žaidžia, jau pakeičia pusę saugų. Ne visi, bet jau kurie.
But important is, all those rules you have in the passing and receiving, the bounce, the 1-2, to play in front of him, high ball. Receiving with the head, with the chest, with the upper leg, with the inside foot. Important is, when you are running a youth academy, which tasks or which rules you do in which age group. And also, as a team, but sometimes you can do a player of under 9 can be fantastic in one of those points. He needs challenges in a higher age group. So if you arrange everything for the team in your training, and you train the same time, under 8, under 9, under 10, under 11, and there is an under 9 player who has no challenges in his age group in the 1v1, the moves to beat an opponent, then and all the teams do the same topics at the same time on the same day, then I can put the under 9 player in the moves to beat an opponent with under 10 players. Now I'm making an individual program, but because that's very important. If my son can read very well, reading on school, he needs to have a challenge in the next step of reading. That's the same with football. You have to challenge the players every time. Also in position play in every topic. You need to translate or not? It's okay? It's too difficult to translate. Now, so what I did, for example, the under 9 coach, he's a control freak, under 9 coach of Ajax. What I did with him, when he got a new team, because many years ago we started with under 9. He was the under 9 coach, and the first thing what we did in August, filming. We filmed all the topics, but also the 3 against 1 position play. But you have to know, all the players came from different amateur clubs, come together at Ajax, a little bit nervous because they have eyes closed on. They have to do 3 against 1. Amateur club, maybe they didn't do that before. 3 against 1. The coach, he wants to coach everything. I said, no, I want 0 level. When I film, I want 0 level. It must be terrible. But we have to film all the players. And then we do the filming in December again. And then I can see if the coach is working on his aims. And now I'm talking about 3 against 1, but it's for everything. And then we do it also in April. And then we can see if they improved. And the individual player, maybe we put him in the 4 against 2 of the under 10. But you have to know, when you film 3 times per year, if you documentate all your trainings in the Ajax Online Academy website, and you give all the materials to the under 10 coach, then he can continue the work. And that's cooperation with each other. And I think sometimes academies, they don't cooperate like that. Because always in an academy you have a result coach. He goes for the results, he wants to win, he wants to become champion. He doesn't give his best player to the next team, because he wants to become champion. But it's better for the best player to play in one team higher, because he needs challenges. And we are developing. We are developing players. We are not firing players because he doesn't get champion at Ajax. We don't do that. But he wants to do that by himself. Yeah, here you see 5-5, 7-7, 9-9. You see different way of playing. Here you see position play, 3 against 1 plus 2. 2 squares, 3 against 1. 2 here in this square. When the one in the middle gets the ball, he plays there. 3 against 1 on that side. Then you have some transition. This is about this heading, for example. We start heading, for example, the first heading is this one. I sit on the ground, and the only thing what I'm doing is working with my upper body. Heading, 0 degrees. One is standing in front of me, throws the ball like this. I'm doing heading with the young age. We start with under 8, also with heading.
Būtent šitą nuo iki 8 metų pradeda tokį pratimą mokinti galvą, atsisėdus, kur dirba visas kūnas ir nulinis kampas.
Yeah, and we help them what you do with the upper body, heading. Then the next step is on the knees. Now I work from my knees to my shoulder. Now I have to do more. I can do more power to the ball. I work in 0 degrees. The next step is that I have 2 feet like the same. I do heading. The next step is left foot, heading. Right foot, heading. The next step is jump. Right foot, jump. We train them right and left. In the older age, he prefers one leg. But maybe it's good for the coordination to teach them both. Then the next step is with the running. And then jump. Now I'm still working 0 degrees. When I'm ready with all those exercises, but you have to know, the first one, maybe under 8. On the knees, maybe under 9. Under 10, we go standing. And we do left, we do right. Maybe under 11, we do it with the jump. But then, we do heading, 45 degrees, I throw the ball to you, you have your feet to me, and you do 45 degrees heading to Sander. Sander catch the ball, Sander throws to me, I do heading to you. Bam, 45 degrees. Then I do 90 degrees, or I do 90 degrees, still I can do maybe this. But the 135 degrees over there, I have to do like this. Now I'm standing, but I can do it also with the jump. And then I do heading 180 degrees. 180 degrees, standing, or with the jump, and then go that. So you do it in different ways, but you see, everything is step by step. And also the distance is important to talk about. But you can do all the technical things in those exercises. And this is, for example, the heading, step by step, in all those exercises. And the website has all the videos from this. Yeah, you have that with everything. Position play, you see 3 against 1, 3 against 1 plus 2, 2 against 1 is in 3 colors. Red, 1 blue, 1 yellow. 2 against 1. The next step is 4 against 2. 2 in the middle, 4 around. 4 against 2 plus 2, 2 squares. 4 against 2, 2 yellow, 2 black, 2 red. 2 colors play with each other. Who makes the mistake has to go in the middle. But the next step is 6 against 3. In the 3 teams, 3 colors. The next step is 8 against 4. The next step is 10 against 5. But it's up to the coach. Where do you do which exercise?
Ja, kaip išaiškino pozicinį žaidimą, kaip organizuojamas, tai nuo 3-1 iki 3-1+2 arba 2-1 skirtingų spalvų ir taip toliau, matot kylančią žaidėjų skaičiaus ir pratimų būdus, kylantis skaičių žaidėjų ir taip ugdoma profesiniam žaidimui.
But also, in the building up, this is building up in the position game play. First we start, maybe you can stand up. First we start, if you have a goal, and you have here, you have a dribble line. Maybe first we start with 1 goalkeeper, 2 players. You can say to the young ones, those are the central defenders later on. But against 1 striker. And then you make a field like this, for example. Now, always the ball starts with the goalkeeper. This is 3 against 1. It's 3 against 1, but only in a different way. It's 3 against 1, goalkeeper, 2 players. They have the task, they have to dribble over this line. Later on, when they are older, in the 11-11, they have to dribble in the midfield. But this is also the building up for 5 against 5. Goalkeeper, diamond. When it's a diamond, and the goalkeeper has the ball, the diamond will rotate. And then you get 2 players here. And the other ones stay here and here, for example. So this is the building up. Later on, central defenders, how to work with the goalkeeper. They have to go wide. So in the young age, we teach them already how to go wide. And how to dribble to the midfield. This is a little bit, and he has to defend, and when he gets the ball, he can score immediately to the goal. Normally, this is an easy exercise for those 3 players. Normally. When it's too easy, we make a striker extra. When we have 2 strikers against the same amount of players, but we have the goalkeeper extra, although against Salzburg it killed us 2 times. But when we have the goalkeeper extra, then it's still 3 against 2. But the only rule we set to the attackers, you have to pressure the goalkeeper. You have to pressure, and we teach them how to pressure the goalkeeper. Then the goalkeeper and the 2 central defenders have to make triangles. But we teach them in a higher pressure how to build up. Still the same rules, dribble over the line. Then the next step will be, but then the field must be bigger and longer. Then the next step is 3 defenders, 1 goalkeeper, 2 strikers. Then when this is the 7 against 7. When he goes here, he will go here. When he goes here, he will do this. Then he will stay in the middle. You get the same situation as the step before, but you get also the cooperation, because when he comes here, he becomes left central defender. If we relate it to 11-11, he becomes left central defender, he becomes right central defender, and he becomes right defender. When he asks here, he becomes left defender, left central defender, and he becomes right central defender. Pressure of 2 strikers, the next step will be 3 strikers against 3 defenders, 1 goalkeeper. The next step.
Išaiškinu sistemą labai paprastai, kaip kontroliuoti ataką iš pradžios, nuo mažesnių žaidėjų skaičiaus ir einant daugiau.
The next step is goalkeeper, 4 defenders is 5 against 3 attackers. Here, 5 against 3, 1 goalkeeper plus 4 against 3. It's the same position play, only now from the positions. And they have to dribble over the line. If you have 4 defenders, you almost go to the normal size of the field. But I only want to show you every exercise has steps, and it's up to the coach in which step the level of your team is. Because maybe you have a team under 11, normally you have to do this, but some of the players are so bad, maybe you have to do this.
Jo, ir kaip aiškinu, kad yra tam tikri žingsniai, kaip pasiekti taip, pavyzdžiui, 12 metų turime žaisti jau vyresniam lygiai, bet yra nepakankamai geri ir žaidžia dar 2-1 ar 3-1 lygiai.
Yes? Yeah, and then it goes further. We put a midfielder against the goalkeeper, against the midfielder. So you fill in all the positions in the system you want to play.
Užpildomos palaipsniui visos pozicijos toje sistemoje, kurioje norime žaisti.
But important is field size, task, those points are all important for those exercises. But I can do the same with attacking. I have 2 attackers against 1 defender and the goalkeeper. I have 3 attackers against 2 defenders. I have a winger, a striker, a winger, a midfielder against 3 defenders. Like this. I can put also here 4, then I have 2 midfielders. I always try to get 1 more than the other one. And so you can make also the steps in attacking. And the nice thing of this exercise is that when you lose the ball, you can also train the full pressure with this exercise. Also step by step. So even the young children, although they don't make the relation to 11-11, because when I'm 7 years old, 8 years old, 9 years old, or 10 years old, I don't think about 11-11. I think about my field. But they don't know that they are already working on 11-11. But they do that in their imagination.
Jo, ir kaip paaiškinu, kad galima tą patį daryti ir tiek besiginant, tiek atakuojant. Ir vaikas nežino, kad jis yra, jo mintis ne 11-11 žaidime, jo mintis yra tame žaidime, kur jis žaidžia, bet jis yra žingsnis po žingsnio ruošiamas būtent 11-11.
And really, we don't make robots of them. It's up to the coach that he gives them freedom in those way of playing. But you help them a little bit. If you give them in the young age a little bit structure, then it becomes nicer. When you don't give them structure, then it becomes worse when they become 13-14 years old. It's a little bit structure what you give them.
Yra, paprasčiausiai nedaroma robotui, o duodama tam tikra struktūra, kaip žaisti vėliau.
It's more important in the young age that I see the coach, that he's a result coach, that I have a discussion with him to change his mentality. Because it's not about the coach, it's about the players. That's the most important and the biggest problem in the young age. or in the older age. Result coaches. Although winning is nice, eh? Winning is really nice. But I like it more when a player comes in the first team of Ajax and I can say, hey, that was one of my players. I had him for 1 year or 2 years. That's more nice. And the championship you forget. Okay? This is it for wheel 1?
This is wheel 1, eh?
This is wheel 1. Maybe there are questions about wheel 1. Maybe you like more wheel 2 and wheel 3, but we have to start with wheel 1, eh?
Ja, sako, jeigu yra klausimų, galbūt labiau patinka vyresnis amžius, bet kuriuo atveju turi pradėti nuo to pirmo rato.
Now the nice thing of wheel 2 and wheel 3 for you is also how in our philosophy, how we develop the players to the first team. That they play 4-3-3, but when we play against AC Milan, who plays 4-4-2, we have problems in building up, because then we have different players in front of us. And in the youth league, the under 19 of Ajax really got problems against AC Milan last year in this point. Why? Because we were not trained very well how to play against that system. Because in Holland, all the teams play 4-3-3. Only one team play with an attacking midfielder, like the Bergkamp, like the Jari Liedman from the 90s, with the number 10 attacking midfielder. Yeah, but also teams like Ajax now play with a sitting midfielder. Yeah, and to play against those systems, we get used. But if we play in the under 19 against 4-4-2, there is panic. So how we can solve that problem? And that's a little bit in wheel 2 and wheel 3, how to solve that problem.
Ja, ir trumpas toks būtų reziumė, jie turi problemą žaidžiant netgi vaikų lygį ir suaugusių prieš kitą taktinę sistemą, kadangi Olandijoj visi žaidžia 4-3-3 ir pastoviai žaidžiant prieš 4-4-2 sistemą yra problemų ir būtent tam ir yra ratas 2 ir 3, kad spręsti tas problemas.
And you want to start with wheel 2?
Yeah.
We start with wheel 2? No problem? Wheel 2, under 13, under 16. Some points are very important, and especially one point is very important, the growth. In this age group, they are growing. Maybe they are under 13, sometimes under 12 they grow already. The dark players, they are very fast. But maybe some players is growing under 15 or under 16. But we have to deal with those growth problems. And that's why we have a scientist. We have a scientist, a movement scientist, a woman who studied in America, and she can do by exercises, she knows exactly where the player is in those age groups. If he is before the growth, if he is just in the growth, really in the growth, if he is at the end of the growth, or he is after the growth, just after the growth. That's very important in this age group. Why? In the past, if you are under 13, you get all the same exercise. If you are under 14, you all get the same exercise. We got injuries, but we didn't know why. Now we know why. Yeah, it's so simple, but it was stupid. Because some of the players of under 14 were before the growth, but they had to do the same exercise as the players after the growth. That's why the scientists put them in the growth, but it is possible that under 15 player is before the growth. That means that all the 4 teams, under 13, under 14, under 15, under 16, they train the same time. And they train, for example, Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, they start with performance training. But the under 15 player who is before the growth, he will do his performance with under 13 players. Because he is the same as the under 13 players before the growth. And so we select them in the performance, in the areas. But we do also with the football. The under 15 player can play with under 15, although he's before the growth. But maybe he has to train not 1 hour, but 45 minutes. So we are now thinking more in that age group to help the players more, that they get less injuries. That's a little bit the point there. Now the drawing is almost the same, only the plane is bigger. That means that they go further away. They go to Qatar, or they go to America, they go to bigger tournaments to get a lot of experience. They can now also, after the growth, they do more physical things. After the growth, they start with more physical things. In the growth, they do a lot of stabilization exercises, but also always is important the coordination training. And especially in the growth, because they go everywhere. So, this is what you saw also in the video with the ropes. This is still the skill box. The only change is from under 13 in Holland. Holland is a small country, although we have 20 million people, I think. But we want all the players that they go to the school in their own village or in their own city. But that means that we need a lot of buses. So we want them to stay, because of the social part, we want them to stay in their own school. Otherwise we take them also with school from their area. And maybe after 2 years we say, hey, goodbye. And then he has to change school again. So that's a big problem. So we say, okay, you stay in your village, 1 o'clock, the bus of Ajax is coming. They take them from everywhere, north, south, west. And then they come to Ajax. And then they train Monday, Tuesday, Thursday, Friday. Everyone has to come at Ajax before 2:30. Because at 3 o'clock the training starts or the study starts. Some have to study, some have to train. But they have in between 3 o'clock and 7 o'clock, they have to study, they have to train, and they have to eat, because we have also dietists. We even have specialists for the eyes. We test the eyes for glasses or lenses or something like that. So we, in all those, in 3 o'clock till 7 o'clock, 4 times per week, they have to go to Ajax. And then they go home. And then at Saturday they have a game.
So they study at Ajax, or
they study at they study at the school, but we take them earlier from school.
So they do their homework.
So the homework, we have teachers, 10 teachers, and they help them with homework, with everything.
Yeah.
So the study is on
go
school.
to the village school, and then they do homework at Ajax Academy.
Yeah. So normally the private schools in Holland, they have that. So the private, normally a normal school in Holland has 25 students and 1 teacher. But the private schools, it costs a lot of money, they have 7 students and 1 teacher. We create the last one at Ajax. We try to help them with more teachers, because the scores of the players of Ajax, of the schools, the scores is higher than the average of Holland. They get a lot of good results, because Ajax takes his responsibility of schools.
Ką nors reikia rezumuoti,
One question, but for how many kids this is there?
We have 4 teams in that age group. No, we have 7 teams, because we have also under 17, under 18, under 19. So we have 7 teams, and we have around 18, 20 players per team.
This is less expensive than building a house and sleeping in the center for the kids.
No, but if you do that, you take them really from their area. And we are lucky that we are a small country.
Yes. So is it less expensive to send the bus every day in this?
Yeah.
No, I think if they go internal, it costs more money.
And what about the foreign players, Africans?
Yeah, the players from outside, they come when they are 16 years old.